What up, YouTube? All right, so this is one of my old childhood films, The Black Knight, with starring Martin Lawrence, and he's going to make a revelation about why black people, American black people, have European names. So, for those who don't know about the movie The Black Knight, Martin Lawrence, he plays a character who ends up going back in time to the Middle Ages, and he's going to describe himself as a Norman or a member of Normandy. So we're going to read a little bit. We're going to see what he says about that. And we're going to read a little bit about the Normans and how it relates to so-called black people today.
Who be you? Who be I? I'll be stomping your ass. You put your hand on me one more again. Okay? I'm from South Central. Florence and Normandy. Normandy? 1,000 pardons. We've been awaiting word from Normandy. Please, enter. We'll inform the king of your arrival. That's more like it. That's how brothers need to be treated.
All right. So he just introduced himself as a brother from Normandy. Now, from us, we think about Normandy, the county out in California. They're referring to Normandy of France or the Normandy of Britain. We'll read about that in a few, but let's keep going, and we're going to see a little bit more. Let's continue on with the story. All right, now we're going to pick it back up. So now we established that the character Martin Lawrence is playing, he's from Normandy. Now let's see another title that they're going to give him in this movie.
You especially, my Nubian queen.
What the hell is wrong with you, man? Don't you know that's sexual harassment? Oh, you the idiot that damn near ran me over, aren't you? Wait till I find your boss. He gonna fire your metallic ass.
You would do well to mind your tongue, Moor. Or I will cut it out and feed it to the dogs.
No, I was messing with you, man.
All right, so y'all see they describe him as a Moor. Now, historically, conventional history teaches that the Moors were black Muslims. But as you can see, that really that term for Moor, if you look it up, it just means black. That's all it really means. Or it's like Negro. It's really just a generic term that means black. So he's in Normandy. He's also a Moor. So let's just keep those in mind. Okay, so we're skipping ahead to this is when Martin's going to meet the king.
Majesty, if I may have your attention. Starting at small forward, from Inglewood High, two-time All-County Conference Player of the Year, the messenger from Normandy, Jamal Sky Walker.
Happy what's up? What's happening, y'all? Thank you. Appreciate it, big homie. Thank you. It's the whoop, whoop, whoop. What's up? Hey, what's up there? Oh, man. Now that brings back memories.
You arrive early. My daughter and I welcome you. What news from Normandy?
What news? Well, a couple of drive-bys. Other than that, same old.
When will the Duke arrive to take my daughter's hand?
This is a hell of a setup, you guys. I mean, I'm not lying. I mean, whoo, you got to have major coins behind this. Who's backing you? Buffy?
Silence, Moore. Tell me, when will the Duke arrive?
Oh, I get it. You want to see if I can improv? Okay, well, let's see. The Duke will arrive in all his royal pomposity and splendor on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Ah, that is excellent news. Good. Have the servants ply this messenger with much food and drink, and let him lay with any damsel he desires. Except my daughter, of course.
All right. So I just wanted to establish that pretext that he was considered a Moor and he was from Normandy, meaning he was a Norman. So let's read about who are the Normans. Okay, I hope I can see that. So this is the Normans. So a Norman is a member of those Vikings or Norsemen who settled in northern France or the Frankish kingdom together with their descendants. The Normans founded the Duchy of Normandy, sent out expeditions and conquests and colonization to southern Italy, Sicily, to England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. So the Normans, they were the predecessors of what we know in the Middle Ages as the Franks and the Anglo-Saxons and the Gaels, the Celtic people. They intermingled with these people. So these Normans. Now we've been told all our lives that the Vikings were, these big, muscular, hairy, Caucasian-looking people, but that's not the case. That's why in the movie The Black Knight it's so revelatory that they describe the character Martin Lawrence plays as a Norman, or he's from Normandy, and he's a Moor, because in Hollywood they're letting it be known that these people were so-called black people. And speaking of the Normans, I believe it's King John, the character we know from Robin Hood, the antagonist of Robin Hood. He was a so-called black man. So was Robin Hood. That's why it's like all these people in Europe, they were so-called black people, what we would describe in conventional history as Moors, but they were all so-called black people. Let's read something else as well. All right, this is the Normandy Wikipedia entry. Let's go down. So this is the Norman expansion. I just wanted to read this part from the 13th to the 17th centuries. So it says right there, hopefully y'all can see that. Focus. In 1204, during the reign of John of England, mainland Normandy was taken from England by France under King Philip II. Insular Normandy, the Channel Islands, remain. However, under English control in 1258, Henry VIII of England recognized the legality of French possession of mainland Normandy under the Treaty of Paris. His successors, however, often fought to regain control of their ancient freedom, or fiefdom. So this is the King John. That's what I was talking about. The antagonist for Robin Hood. These were all Normans. These are all so-called black people, and that's why they all constantly fought each other. You hear about the Middle Ages; they constantly fought each other over ancestral lands. They always felt like they deserved a part of the land that their ancestors had. So it was constantly up and down battle. But I just wanted to share this because this is also, that movie, The Black Knight, is very funny, but it's just very revelatory how they describe Martin Lawrence as a Norman, and he's a so-called black person, and also a Moor. And we know in conventional history the Moors were so-called black people. So it's always one and the same. It's a synonymous identity. So I just thought that was interesting. Hopefully somebody got something out of it. Peace.